Welcome to the Unicorn Circuit, your weekly dose of car news, weird stuff from the internet, weird food from Unicorn, Fanking, My Town. Did I say car news? There's a bit of car news too. Love us a bit of car news, which is what I think we'll kick off with today. What'd you lose?
Some sunglasses.
Did you got sunglasses on your face?
No, I found you some as well. I found these in the bin outside.
Oh, the ones you're sitting on?
Oh yeah, them. I found them for you.
You found them in the bin?
Yeah.
Bin diving.
Why would you throw these out? Yeah, why would you? And
like yours.
Do you know what? We're coming into summer, and so I'm wearing my hat from Lend Us a Ride. This is my big Australian hat. We're going to have a quick chat about Australia, Martin, because people have been asking, do we call things weird over here that you call something else, like bonnets and trunks and hoods and fenders and bumpers?
Yes. It's also worth noting, I just want to interject and say there was some comments last week's episode saying that we were a bit loose.
It may have had something to do with this.
Our mate here.
Because it turns out this is its bottom.
We're just going to put this away.
We're going to put this up.
We're going to put it away.
I've been reading this though.
I've
been reading the T-Bone's Guide to Raising Sheep, Breeding Care Facilities and Dating. This one here is the new edition, updated with legal information. Martin, the reason we're talking about this is because last week in the other show we did, Mighty Carmods, I pulled off a strut brace and I called it a sway bar.
Oh yeah.
And people were like, is that what you called it in Australia? Nope, that's just me being stupid. That was my fault.
It was an accident.
It was an accident.
It does happen.
And then I pulled out a coil and called that an injector.
We fixed that though, didn't we?
What? No, that's how it is, man. That's how it's on the internet. That's how it'll live forever. There it is, happy days. But it made people ask us, and they didn't believe. They're like, do you call McDonald's Maccas? And everyone's like, nah.
I call it Mackie D's.
I call it the golden arses.
Don't you call it in Japan Macadonaldo?
That was pretty good, Martin. That was pretty good.
I'm pretty sure that's what you call McDo.
They got like prawn burgers. I don't know if I told you this story. I was like super hungry, busking in Japan.
Are we still talking about Maccas?
No one gave me any money. Yeah. No one gave me any money. And then someone came and gave me a 500 yen coin. That was like the equivalent of $5 American. And I went and got a McPrawn burger JDM
in Japan?
edition. Yeah.
I consider McDonald's in Japan like last resort. Like if there's nothing else you can find, which is pretty rare, I have to say. There's a vending machine there making mad, like fried up snacks and stuff.
You don't need to go to McDonald's.
No,
anyway, but in Australia we do call it Maccas. That's true. The signs say Maccas on them. The ads say Maccas on them.
A boot is a trunk. A hood is a bonnet.
Yeah.
They're the easy ones. A door is a door.
And I've spent a lot of time doing the musical sting on the end of McDonald's ads.
Gas
and
is
I wrote
petrol.
music for some McDonald's ads in America. There we go.
Did you?
Yeah, gas is petrol.
Gas is petrol. That's an easy one.
Oh, a GoPro beeped at us.
Beeping at
It
us.
wasn't even meant to be filming. It's filming our balls. Anyway, so yes, it's true. Australia calls things weird, but we don't just call things stupid like we don't call a turbo a wheel. That's just me being stupid. A strut brace is not a sway bar. There it is. Martin, we got important stuff to talk about today because Bluetooth's illegal, and I think we should talk about that.
More about that.
The news. So Martin, the news, Bluetooth is illegal now for some people in Australia, but before we get into that, I want you to tell me about this crazy car news that you've been talking about.
I want to talk to you all about the Toyota Mirai? I don't know, it's spelt...
It's not the Mirai.
M-I-R-A-I. I like it because it's got a mirror in the word,
yes.
But I have to say, now the car is not necessarily new. I think it got released in 2015. Before that it was a concept. Hydrogen cars seemed like a thing that was a thing 10 years ago and everyone got excited and then it died off and we haven't heard anything since.
There's a bit of conspiracy as to why it died off.
Turns out, a lot of manufacturers are just dumping tons of money into it. Like Toyota's dumping money into it, lots of European manufacturers are dumping money into it, and it's taking off in some areas of the world, not Australia, so we do not see them here. But Toyota brought a bunch of them out, and they brought them out on a truck, because the only people in Australia who can make hydrogen for cars, like the volume that's required, is Hyundai. And I don't think Hyundai are going to be going, hey, Toyota bros, have some hydrogen on us. It's not going to happen. So Toyota brought out a truck.
How do you drive them then?
So they brought out a truck, right? So the Toyotas sit in the truck, and then it's got a portable fueling station, and the truck, which runs on diesel, drives around, and then you only demonstrating the cars. You can't buy them yet. And then to fill up the thing, they're kind of showing how easy it is to fill up. Now, the engine that's in the car, the motor, the thing that makes it move, is electric. So it's in some ways it's not much different to a Tesla, because there's no batteries. Instead, there's a little power plant that runs on hydrogen that makes electricity, but it makes it on demand, and that's why they're saying it's better. They're saying you're not carting around heavy batteries. but the Mirai is like 1.8 tons.
Wow.
And it's the size of a Corolla.
But the thing that brings it to your house and it actually transporting them around is just a dinosaur burning diesel truck.
Yeah, it's for demonstration purposes. Like, how's this, right? If you buy one in America...
I'm just going to say, sorry to cut you off, but the best demonstration is actually just a car driving and working, isn't it?
That you can fill up.
Without it being on a
Here's
truck.
the thing.
But I get it.
So there's a bigger conversation about like the retail structure of how petrol and stuff comes to us, and you got to think it's bad for servos. If every car's electric, what's the service station doing? Well, they got to turn into charging stations. Do we need as many? Probably not. There's electricity everywhere.
They're selling you 2 chocolates for $2.
Exactly. So where's that whole business structure go? If you can sell hydrogen at that same place, that's great. But a hydrogen tank that lives underneath your servo, if you want to put one in, that's $2 million.
Wow.
$2 million. That's a lot for a mum and dad servo.
That's amazing.
So that's the thing. So there's that delivery method, right? Until there's a delivery method to get the hydrogen in the car, no one's going to be driving them. They do have them in America. If you buy one, you get 3 years, up to 15 grand worth of free fuel.
Wow.
So you buy that thing, costs you $200 a week, whatever, to own it,
yeah,
and they give you free fuel.
Wow.
Free
See,
fuel.
No matter what technology is coming and going, and we've seen this in Japan, we've seen it in America, we're seeing it in Australia, the fact is that everybody is getting like eco-focused. Like people are getting more interested in that. Ford has their EcoBoost, of course, which is in their new Fiesta.
Mm-hmm.
That's like their whole new generation Fiesta. It's getting unveiled in the next couple of days. It's like a little hatchback. It runs off a 1 litre petrol turbocharged 3-cylinder engine. It's
pretty cool, isn't it?
Which is what Japan's been doing forever. But now we're kind of seeing it in modern cars that have like, in this case, the Ford one has autonomous braking. It's got like lane merging. It's got like all of this crazy stuff that it can do, blind spot monitoring and things like that. Yeah. So we're seeing this kind of ethic that Japan did so well with their K cars, or the key cars. And now other manufacturers are bringing that forward and sticking it in their little cars with all of this kind of safety stuff. It's what people want. I don't know if people... I myself don't have like a fully breadth of an understanding of how it works, but I know that, worldwide solar use, certainly, a year ago or whatever, was like less than 1% of the world's power usage.
Yep.
Now, hopefully it's going up. Obviously it's going up with companies like Tesla and things like that, but people want eco cars. They just want them.
I had the realization the other day. I literally woke up and I was helping Mechanical Stig swap an engine in a Tribeca. PS, I got a mad photo of what the engine looked like because it grenaded out the top of it in this big Tribeca SUV thing. Is come over to my house, give me a hand, just dropping a motor in. So I did that. I had the realization as we were doing that at how old school even those engines are. If you think about what an engine actually is, it's a bunch of metal bits put together that sort of rotates in a certain way, and you push it by spraying some petrol. Like, it's old. The idea of it is old
like
school.
1800s, man.
And even the way we control it with ECUs and Haltex and all that kind of stuff, like, that's fairly advanced. But the actual way that the engine works has not changed in so long. So it's no surprise that all this hydrogen and electric and advanced 1 litre 3-cylinder high boost engines that can take all this thing. I reckon we are hitting the peak of what these motors are capable of. And that's why we're about to flip into the next technology, just like we did with horses, just like we did with steam-powered stuff, early electric cars.
And some things really stood the test of time. If you look at a compact disc developed by Sony and Philips, I think it was, 1976. Like 1976, right? It had a good run. You can still buy CDs now. So we're talking about 40 years old, right?
Cars still come with CD players.
They do, but they're kind of done. And that was a long run. If you look at mini discs and things like that, these technologies may only last for 10 years or so. But an internal combustion engine, a big bit of metal that's sucking and pushing and banging and blowing smoke everywhere and stuff, it's old school technology. Doesn't mean it's bad. We love it, of course. That's what we do. That's what we play with. But it's people want change. And manufacturers will make them the thing that they think they want. Then
Emerging
the advertising
markets.
agency will convince everyone they need it, and their life's not good unless they buy it. And then it goes round and around and around. And that's what happens.
And people are always looking for ways to take that technology, develop it, and make profit. Like, that's a big way that what drives
capitalism,
it.
Isn't
Yeah,
it?
for sure.
That's how it works.
For sure.
Martin, I want to talk about Bluetooth.
Good.
Bluetooth, it's illegal now in Australia for certain drivers. I'll run through the details of how that works. Bluetooth is a technology that basically lets you wirelessly stream voice calls, music from your phone to another device. So if you're ever at a party and someone's got a little speaker and they're sending music to it, they're either using AirPlay or they're using Bluetooth. Most commonly that's Bluetooth because it's a bit more standardized. So it's now illegal or as of December, I think, which is soon, it's going to be illegal for L-platers and P-platers to use Bluetooth on their phone. I want to read from the actual source here because this was a letter that got sent from the government to a friend of ours, just so you're getting the actual news from the source. So it says, from the 1st of December, provisional license holders will not be permitted to use a mobile phone for any activity while driving or riding or when stationary, but not parked. And then here's the bit. It says, you can still use it for GPS functionality and to receive calls as long as the GPS device that is not a phone is mounted to a vehicle and calls are made and received while parked and out of the line of traffic. Here's the big one though. Learner and provisional license holders are not permitted to use Bluetooth through a mobile phone to make or receive calls or to listen to music.
So they're trying to get people to stop holding something in their hand and fiddling with.
Yeah.
But
which people do need to do. I mean, that's just that. People do need to get their eyes off their phone.
Here's the interesting thing at the top of that letter where it says there's been 33 fatalities of drivers under the age of 25 compared to 25 fatalities in the year prior. So 8 more people smashed, and so they changed the laws.
And every single one of those people that have died is it's horrible. It's horrible for the families. It's horrible for the people that have to go and do that. It's life-changing for their family and their friends and their community. It's a really big deal. I think so. I don't disagree with the process of people not using it, but I think it's going to be a hard thing to police because what happens if you're in your house, in your garage, you put a playlist on your phone, you hit play, it's now going through Bluetooth, then you go and drive down the street. Yeah. According to this letter, the Bluetooth is not allowed. So then can you plug in an auxiliary cord? Because it doesn't say anything about that, you know.
I'm super conscious of phone in car. Like I will plug my phone in and hit go on a play thing or whatever. And you can adjust it from the steering wheel often, like next track, volume up, which I think is great.
Yeah.
And like I was driving up the highway yesterday and went past a highway patrol and noticed him and looked at him and he was like checking everyone's speed and whatever. And I look across and the guy next to me is just just full in his ear, doesn't care. Like looked at the cop, just kept driving, and it's just like, wow.
And that's just selfish. I mean, if you're a passenger in a car and someone's on their phone, like we've had a couple of Ubers in the States that were frightening.
That's true, yeah.
And you've just got to say, man, slow down. Like it's a hard thing to do. If someone's on their phone and driving like an idiot, you just got to go, man, just get off your phone.
Yeah, these ones.
Calm down, you know.
Oh, whoops, wrong lane.
In America, they're trying to propose a automatic limitation of certain uses of the phone when you're in the car. So basically, once you start driving, it doesn't allow you to do text messaging or social media. So
CarPlay does that.
Yeah?
Already, I mean, CarPlay's in its infancy, I think, and I've seen various integrations of it that works great, some that's rubbish. But that's sort of what it does. Like, it puts it up on your stereo thing and your phone then doesn't work. And if you try and use your phone, CarPlay will turn off.
Yeah.
So I think that's like an early version of it, but it makes sense because you can tell it what you want. You can hit a button and then just talk at it and hit the thing on your steering wheel. And that it doesn't work brilliantly, but that's now. I think it will get better.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this is something that is going to work. I think it's going to be tricky to police, but what I will say is that if it does work, any life saved is a really, really big deal. Every single person who's died on our roads is somebody that's obviously going to be sorely missed by their family and the community. And it's just, if something can be developed that will work and save lives, it may be annoying for people's usability, but if it actually works and they say, you know what, lives are being saved, particularly young people that are inexperienced, then I say I'm all for it.
I reckon the technology's there. Your phone knows when it's moving.
It does.
But I mean, does the phone know A, it's moving, B, it's in the car, C, that you're a P-plate driver? Like I think that's the tricky part of it to get it to work, but I reckon it's possible.
I think when they bring in rules like this as well, there's going to be kind of a tricky transition period where some people aren't going to know about it. Some people are going to pause their phone and say, oh no, it was plugged in and all sorts of different things. So I don't know how that's going to pan out. Love to know what you guys think about that though. And if you've got any ideas of possibly what could be done that may be in addition to that may be better than that, or if you feel that is necessary, so let us know.
Cool. Last little bit of news is V8 Supercars. As we've spoken about the last couple of episodes, Holden's going out of Australia. We're going to get Opel, Optimas and all these other things. Similar deal with Ford. It's a bit uncertain because V8 Supercars, as you know, was always Ford and Holden. And now we've got Ford, Holden, Volvo, Nissan all those guys. It'll be interesting to see. There's been some rumours and talk of some Korean brands coming in. Kias, we spoke about Kias last week. If they're turning into cool cars. Hyundai owned by Hyundai, or it's part of a Hyundai group, whatever it is. We might start seeing those cars, but a lot of those manufacturers never had big rear-wheel drive, big front engine things. The rules may change that they'll start to allow Turbo 4s, Turbo 6s, V8s. I'm all for that. limit the power.
Yeah.
So it's fair, obviously, but I'm all for seeing some different engine technology. And I think that's a good thing.
That'll be interesting.
Because I reckon if you could go and buy some mad rear-wheel drive, the equivalent of an S15 Kia thing that's mad, and you can modify it and all that kind of stuff, and you're seeing it do like laps with V8 supercars. I reckon that's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how it changes, but I think it's coming, and there's been rumours of it in the news. Kia said, not now, but probably in the future. That's like the official line.
Yeah.
I don't know what car they're going to use either. But yeah, keep an eye out.
Things are going to change. It's like they say in Game of Thrones, you can live in the new world or die in the old world for the Game of Thrones fans. Not Martin. No, but it's a great point, because it's like you got to move with the times. I think from the experience we've had in Bathurst, I think some of the people that have been up there for years and years are going to struggle with the idea of Kias and Hyundais at Bathurst.
And like they say in Beverly Hills 90210, get yourself a Kia or a Hyundai and be a cool dude.
I love that episode. That's the one with Brandy, Brandon.
Yeah, and they go to the beach and they have a really great time.
Yeah, and
it was
then
a great
Hasselhoff's
episode,
there.
Like we really learned a lot about the human condition, I think, with that episode.
That was a fantastic episode. Yeah. So that is the news of the week. Let's cut to weird stuff from Unicorn. This week in Weird Stuff from Unicorn, I've not only been bin diving in the dumpster to get my man here and me some mad sunnies, I'm also responsible for outright thievery, Martin.
This is not technically thievery.
This is theft.
This was an A4 bit of paper that went through a machine that went and then electrostatically charged a bit a paper, and some black stuff went onto the paper. That's all that is.
This is me going into a secure area, dodging security.
You dodge security.
And stealing something from a celebrity.
Is this the same security that wouldn't let us leave?
Yes.
Okay, wouldn't let us leave.
And it's probably because this was stuffed down my pants.
That makes more
sense. Along with some free drinks and 2 avocados. And so anyway, this here, I just stole it. I'm not going to pretend I bought it off eBay. I just stole it. So Marty and I recently were invited by Google to host Brandcast. It's like their big yearly event where they have an extravaganza about all the different things they achieved, and it's pretty cool. Anyway, this year they had Iggy Azalea, who's an Australian who sounds like an American who was born in Australia but lives in America but now back in Australia doing some show. Anyway, she sings songs.
She raps and stuff.
Yeah, she raps and stuff.
Like struts and raps.
I think she's from Mullumbimby.
Is she?
Originally, possibly.
I
don't know. Do you know why I don't know, Martin? Because I don't care. But I knew that we needed something for this segment, so I snuck up backstage and I stole...
Slash borrowed.
I borrowed because I'll return it.
You could have printed that yourself for all we know and stuck some gaff on it.
No.
What is that on the back of it? That's your hair, isn't it?
It does have a hair. It's not mine. No, I pulled this off the wall. So this is Iggy Azalea's set list from Sydney when she did her big show. And I managed to get myself backstage and I stole it off the wall for the very purposes of... We've eaten Justin Bieber's pizza on the show. We played with Ariana Grande's furball. And now we're continuing the ridiculous pursuit of this by this. Do you know any of these songs?
No, but you know what?
I don't know these songs.
The people that would, like her backup dancers, they were real cool. Did you meet them?
No.
Oh, they seem really cool.
But I saw you disappear with a whole group of them at some point, and I was like,
Not
cool.
true.
All I was doing was playing with avocados, and you just disappeared. That's the weekend, actually, we did a video with Casey Neistat. We'll put that video in the thing.
Do a link.
Will we?
It only works on one side. Which side is it?
I don't know what side.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
We'll put
You'll
it down
figure it
there. He's a big vlogging dude who, well, he was vlogging and then he stopped. He did a video saying he was going to stop.
Probably do some other stuff.
I'm no doubt that he will. So we'll put that in the doodle. That's weird stuff from the internet, Martin, and in this case from my 6 sticky fingers.
6 sticky fingers.
Got 6
Next up, we have Fanking.
Of course, fanking is the delightful art of reappropriating a product's name by taking a photo of it down near your crotch. Bonus points are used if you've taken the fank in a public place. The fingering technique is allowed to be used, which is where you cover part of the word or the brand with a finger, therefore recontextualizing and changing the spelling of the name. Or you can just go old school. So we're going to kick this thing off, Martin.
You go organic. You can go organic.
We got the old boy. Now, is that a term they use overseas, or is that an Aussie thing?
I'm going to go get me old boy out. I think that sounds a bit Aussie.
Really?
Yeah.
So, do you know
get out me old boy?
Do you know what that means to get out your old boy? If not,
I can't imagine an American chap saying that. Maybe.
How would that sound, Martin?
I'm going to get out my old boy.
Yeah, that sounds like you're getting a gun.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
If you're from Texas, maybe.
Anyway, there it is, the old boy. Next up.
Oh, well done.
The chunky plow pickle. Now, mutton,
Well done.
I want to eat that.
I like these there. I'm pretty sure that's his lady friend next to him, unless
Yeah.
his mate wears really brightly coloured shoes.
She's on lookout, isn't she?
She's on lookout, and she's there experiencing, and she's probably standing there, because I know if I go fanking with other people,
Yeah.
they usually just look at me like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
because
exactly.
if, you know when you're on a really good, like a roll, you're on a
Yeah.
hat trick, and you've just seen a couple of fanks in a row, and you're there going, yes, yes, and you're
It's
pulling this stuff off the
fantastic.
shelf, people are walking past you looking at you going, what's this idiot doing? I'm just checking the product.
But it's reasonable that you would take a photo and you would send it home to your mum or your dad or whatever and like go, is this the chunky plough pickle that you wanted? It's just that you're not usually holding it down there. But well done to this person. I'm going to congratulate your partner or your friend for being on lookout.
And the thumb technique is highly effective. I also like that the thumb technique is on the same hand that's holding the item.
Yep, that's good.
I like that.
And also impressive depth of field on that photograph, isn't
Good
it?
photo.
Are they taking that on an SLR or is that on a phone? Well done. Next up, we've got the...
Oh,
I'm not
Nothing
even-
needs
I'm
to be
not-
said.
Nothing needs
That's
to be
great.
said.
good on you. Double thumb technique. It's someone else's thumb as well, which is confusing the hell out of me currently.
And after that, you get triple chocolate.
Beaver nuggets.
Beaver nuggets.
I hope that's from Canada.
What is it? What is it? Now there's a Miffy doll above it.
Yeah. That looks
so
like
are
it's
they
in
in
a
a toy
tourist.
shop?
I reckon that's like a tourist shop.
Now it looks like beaver nuggets are I don't know what they are, Martin. I'd like to eat them. Where would we get a beaver nugget? And I'd like to eat it. Delicious. Beaver. Here we go, mate. That's a Yankee candle. Oh no, sorry, it's the festive cock. Sorry, I didn't know what we're looking at there for a second.
What is the word supposed to say? Festive cocktail?
I have no idea.
It's festive cocktail, isn't it?
But it's a candle. It's
Yeah, I know,
Yankee
but
candle.
it's a festive.
A passion.
It's a Christmas candle.
Oh, Yankee candle, a passion for fragrance, festive cock. Well done.
Merry Christmas.
Next up, Martin, Super Dick. There it is. Put on your cape and watch it fly.
That looks like Super Dick Man. That would have been just as good.
I think it is Super Dick Man, Martin. Which
Oh.
appears to be a chocolate plug. of
What
some
language
kind.
is that? Do you reckon that's German?
Schokolade.
Oh no, it doesn't.
In der Freischenbox. It sounds, I don't know, Martin. It's made by the Stork Company.
Good on you.
Have you ever eaten a Super Dick? If you have,
They
please
look
let
good.
us know.
I want to wrap my.
Yeah, I'd wrap my laughing gear around that. All right. Premium English. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
it's a premium English willy. There it is. And that's so English, isn't it?
Yeah.
The premium English willy. We've got lots of thanks today because there's so many that are coming through
Good
the
ones.
thanking page. It's
Premium
gone-
English Willy.
I mean, that's a quality willy. You know, I don't drink wine, but I would have a
I think
taste of
that's
that. Would
cider,
you?
man. Isn't
Is
it? Cider apple
Cider
sours.
apple.
Probably quite good.
Sounds really good.
It would be good.
Let's get some, Martin. I'd have some of that. Nut whip.
Simple, effective. I like the hand over thumb technique. The guy obviously works on cars too.
Whoa.
And he's got a couple of mates with him.
No. How is it that his other leg is outside of here?
That's not his other leg, that's his mate.
Is that another person?
That's pretty trippy
Because
though.
I'm seeing some blue jeans, and then I'm seeing a massive thigh gap, and then I'm seeing more blue jeans, and then a
black
shoe.
shoes.
There's a new Barbie coming out with no thigh gap,
What?
as in the doll.
How do you know this?
Because yesterday I was reading the newspaper, and this celebrity that used to be on Home and Away is like the ambassador for it. Home and Away is some crappy TV show we have here. Oh, maybe it's good, maybe you love it. Sorry, I don't know. Don't watch it. Could be exceptional. Highly doubtful. All right, next up we've got the ball massager. Now, Martin, would you have a go at that?
No.
Okay, good. Let's just keep it moving then. And last,
Oh, wow.
we've got, there it is.
The
well
great
done.
Australian
Thank of the week.
4 and
It's
20.
the great Australian taste, the grass-fed anus. Well done. And I do believe underneath, is that anus beef? Well done.
Could this be a female fank?
Maybe.
rather feminine
it's
hand
quite a
and-
nice manicured
some
thing
pink
here. And
shoes
a
and-
thing, but who knows?
Doesn't matter,
mate?
actually doesn't matter.
'Cause we're living in quality times where that stuff is, you can go do what you like. There it is. That is Fanking. You can send in your Fanking photos to the Fanking Facebook page, which is
Flashing.
facebook.com.
It's flashing. Is it flashing? It
It's
flashes.
flashing.
That's cool.
Fanking
Next up, we
daily.
have one of my favourite segments of the show, which is My Town.
My Town, of course, is our new section of the show where you guys send us in videos of your town. You show us the good, the bad, the downright dirty, the ugly, and anything that you like in 90 seconds. Of course, if you send your video in, you need to start it with Hello Unicorn Circuit. You can't just send us a school project that you did and pretend it's for us, because that doesn't work. This week we're going 2.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, we're going 2.
Going the double.
Because we've got quite a few in. We're going to kick off, Martin, in Western Australia.
Hello, boys and girls of Unicorn Circuit, and welcome to my town. I'll take on a bit of a tour and show you some of the highlights of this small little town in the West Australian desert. So, as you can see, we're there's not much around here. Bit of few houses, tower. Look at some more towers. A lot of land, a lot of nothingness out here. And shoot, what am I going to show you? Oh, I know. Yeah, here we go. There's something. We have a water tower on the hill. It leaks. Not very good. A few other things. We also have this rock. We also have this awesome old school excavator. It's broken. This hole. And this massive roundabout for all our traffic. This hole. So anyway, that's my town. Thanks for watching. We do have one redeeming feature of this place, and that is back in the 80s when this town had plenty of cashed up bogan miners, they like to go racing. So now we've got our own personal speedway track.
Man, I love WA.
Me too, mate.
It's a long way away. Do you know it's like the world's most remote city?
Is it?
Yeah.
It's a state though.
Oh, Perth is the world's most like remote major city, which is like the capital city of Western Australia, because it's so far from everywhere.
Really?
Close to Bali.
Wow.
If you're flying up that way.
I think Darwin's closer, isn't it? Like Darwin's like 2 hours away. Perth's a long way.
Either way, Perth is like flying equivalent from flying like LA to New York. Like it's a long way.
It's a long way. I want to tell you a story about Western Australia, Martin. No, it's not story time. But I heard something there that is stuck in my brain, and once I heard it, I could never unhear it. It's a really quick story. I was filming in Kalgoorlie, which is the super pit.
Was this the pigs with the...
No, that was in South Australia.
I always confuse that story with every
This was... it's really hot out there, really crazy. I went to drink a cold drink. I was working at this mine, and like the OH&S guy or whatever, he's just like, just be careful, just sip it. And I'm like, I was about to smash some mad drink, and he's like, no, you can't smash a big cold drink. And I was like, why? Someone at their mine had smashed a cold drink. The difference of temperature between the cold drink and their throat caused the lining of their throat to dislodge. He swallowed his own throat and choked.
No, he did not.
I've not been able to scull a cold drink ever since, and that happened 15 years ago.
Oh, wow.
I always take a little sip first
You
before
do.
I go.
You do. I've noticed that.
Yeah,
It's
so
always
I go,
like check
I check it, and then I go, cool, let's like cool down, then I smash it. And it's because it changed it for me forever, man. The guy's throat dislodged and fell down his neck.
Next up in my town, because we're going the double this week, we're going to a pretty awesome place known as Hawaii.
Check out the beard on this legend.
Aloha, Unicorn Circuit. This is my town. Watch your face. Might get hurt. Okay, now we're gonna go get our supplies in town. You used to get them here, but no more. That's my truck.
What's that in that jar there, Brian?
Coffee.
Coffee? Don't look like coffee.
What does it look like?
I don't know, it looks like something weird. So Brian, what does XLT stand for?
Extra large testes, duh.
On the beach, it smells like shit all the time because there's a sewage treatment plant right over there. So it's a really good place to hang out if you want to smell shit and swim at the same time.
And then stop, or you could pause it and continue the same video with a cut. Oh. So now you're at Kapa'a Beach Park, the premier place to buy amphetamines. Used to be this nice shade structure here. It has since been closed due to shittiness, crappiness. You have to edit crappiness.
I'm not editing this.
Okay. More rusted metal. and this is my town. It's salty here. It eats your stuff.
Salty nuts.
So there it is. You got mountain bikes, you got beads, you got a little bit of Hawaii. Have you been to Hawaii, Martin?
I haven't been to Hawaii. I've flown over it multiple times, and I've been told that if you're in a tourist area and you buy dinner, it's very expensive.
It is very expensive, Martin, but they've got beautiful beaches and water slides.
I like it because they're on the same ocean that we're on.
And fruit.
We're literally like, you could get in a boat and you can go to Hawaii, then go to America, and then come back.
On a boat.
If you wanted to.
Just like we
Do you
did
know
in
that
the
when
convict
planes,
days.
do you know that when planes fly from like Sydney to LA or whatever, they sort of go a direction that means they're not too far from land and not
Really?
too far from air runways
In case
and
someone's
stuff.
throat falls out.
In case like they got to be a certain distance so that if something goes wrong, they can get to a thing. I didn't know that. I thought they just went boop.
So did I. Oh, so they're kind of going like
That's
this?
something I heard. Some pilot somewhere is going to either correct me or say he is correct.
Wow.
Or he's
We'd
right.
like to hear from you. Are you a pilot? There's a lot of incredibly intelligent
So
people that
much
watch this show,
cool pilots.
even though our banter
When are we-
is inane.
When are we going to have like a guest or something, man?
We need a guest.
Are we going to do a guest thing?
I was actually thinking of a new segment where each week we bring in someone who's not necessarily someone who's like cool or famous or whatever. We just bring someone in who does a job or does a thing that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Like a scientist, a food technologist, a farmer.
Where are we going to put them? Because they're gonna. It's gonna be a bit
it's-
awkward if they sit here. They
Is
can
it-
sit on our laps.
We'll work it out.
We'll work it out.
But I would like
We're
to see
working it
that.
out on camera.
I would like to see some guests anyway. Anyway, there it is. That is my town. Let's just finish this show off with our random eat bag.
This is Random Eat Bag. Our unicorn food taste the magic. This is where the unicorn delivers us every week some food that we try for both our pleasure and or disgust and your enjoyment.
It may be from the past, present, or the future.
Dude, did you?
Did I? That's
Apricot-
like asking Santa.
Apricot bites, man.
Yeah. Do you have these in your
Apricot
country?
pies.
These are part of the fabric of being Australian.
Do you know what's devastating?
No.
The other day I had a wisdom tooth out and I'm not allowed to eat anything like,
Oh, really?
no.
Oh, you can't eat them.
So I can't eat them.
Well, I will eat them on your behalf, Martin.
Have you had a wisdom tooth out? I just got to say, it's not the most pleasant experience. But if you haven't got them out, you need to get them out, because otherwise it messes up your teeth.
I lay in the dentist chair awake. I had a Walkman with cassettes. And
Yeah.
on one side of my 90-minute cassette, I had Cradle of Filth, and the other side, I had Deicide, and I just sat there. I got all four out in the chair at the same
But anyone
time.
who's scared of doing it, you shouldn't be, because a good dentist, you won't even really notice it. They'll just have a thing. You'll be like, what's going on? And the next minute, the tooth is just gone.
Yeah. That was not my experience
But
at
the
all.
worst,
If you get your wisdom teeth out, you're totally screwed.
but
It
the
hurts a
worst
lot,
thing,
trust
if you
me.
love food, just be prepared to not be loving food for that couple of days afterwards. That's actually the worst bit. But amazing technology, you can get teeth out and it'll fix all your thing. It's good.
So back in the day, you used to be able to buy lollies in Australia for 1 cent, and your option was a carob drop. Carob's like crappy chocolate that your parents try and convince you is chocolate. It's not. It tastes
Carob
like
buds.
grass.
The 25 cents at the canteen.
They were 1 cent each at my canteen
Wow.
for one carob drop. You could also get a eucalyptus drop, which we've got to get here, which is a little eucalyptus ball like that. Or you could get an apricot bite. Now this is basically bits of apricot churned out into a square
Is that just covered in sugar?
and just covered in sugar. And these are
Why does it
absolutely
need to
delicious.
be? Why does it need to be covered in sugar?
If you can get these from your country, I highly suggest you get yourself an apricot bite. And can you get them in your country? That's what I would like to know.
All right.
I
Who
don't
wants?
want to hear about the ingredients.
That's my
I'm done.
favourite thing,
Okay,
man.
Cool.
It's my
I'm
favourite
done.
thing with
I'll
food.
leave you guys to it. Thanks for watching the Unicorn Circuit. Martin, you can tell everyone all about it.
So,
I just want to enjoy my food without someone
so
telling
the
me how
packet
tough it
says
is.
you're eating apricot.
See you guys. Bye.
Apricot. Of that apricot, 50% of what you're eating is actually apricots.
50% delicious.
50% is apricots. The rest is sugar, glucose, corn. Why is there corn in there?
I love
Why have they put corn in it?
corn's delicious.
You don't. It doesn't say apricot and corn bite.
You can finish now.
What else have we got?
the end.
Vegetable, corn starch, just in
No
case
one
the
cares
corn
now.
wasn't enough.
No one cares.
We've got
They
some
don't.
natural colour, which can be from all sorts of random things. Like,
now.
it's pretty interesting
I'm
actually.
just
Like
gonna
natural stuff can be, beetle
We've
flavoured,
got
whatever. And,
See you
and
later,
then you've
guys.
got like
That's the end. See you guys.
preservatives.